New from 88 Films is Spiritual Kung Fu, another wonderful cover art there as well. And this was one of those movies that I really knew very little about. I knew it was from early on in Jackie Chan's career, 1978, and I just threw it on. I'll see what this movie has to offer me, and I was on edge for the first 15-20 minutes of this movie, because it's a rather silly setup of, we have this Shaolin temple, we have all these elders with people that are training, involving Jackie Chan, who is rather inept, who's constantly getting in trouble for things, who's constantly trying to shirk the system and try and find the shortcuts round about it, who is a bit buffoonish and comedic in the way he goes about his shtick in this one, and it made me a little bit wary. Early on, someone steals a book from the temple that shows them the 7 deadly fists way of fighting, and then we then follow this bad character as he works his way through the territories, killing any people that may stand in front of him, who may block his path to becoming the leader of the martial arts community. Then we get some more wackiness where we have ghosts within the library, and Jackie Chan discovers these ghosts in a rather uneven scene, as we have these 5 ghosts appear and kind of battle him, torment him. It's equal parts really silly, but kind of fun at the same time as well. And we find out that these ghosts have come from this lost book, the 5 Fists, the only way to really defend against the 7 deadly fists, or the 5 styles I think it was. And we have these ghosts who now are teaching Jackie Chan on how to fight this certain way. So you basically have the setup of Jackie Chan going to fight the bad guy at the end of the movie. You know what's coming, but in between there, roughly a half hour into the movie, we get introduced to this female character, and she just offers an almost breath of fresh air as we see Jackie Chan having 2 wonderful fight sequences with this character, and it kind of moves away from the silliness for a little while and becomes something far greater as it focuses on the action, and the action is wonderful within this movie. Even later on, as we get to the big fight sequences, I was engaged and awestruck with some of the fighting styles that were going on here. They were truly mesmeric watching them happen. Back to the girl who Chan has 2 fights with, these fights are really full of character moments where you get to understand these people. They're kind of almost like a dance as well, as they are kind of getting to know each other and kind of flirting a little bit with the way they're fighting and talking throughout it. And they're so wonderful to watch. When we move on to like later elements where we have a standout sequence where, for Jackie Chan to leave the temple and go and try and discover who the thief of this book was, he has to go through a test where he has to fight 18 people, elder monks who are skilled in the forms of battle, and he has to fight them all together and then one after each other. And it is a prolonged and wonderful, jaw-dropping scene that I just utterly loved. The only thing I have a little trepidation about is the 5 ghosts. I think they are a little bit silly in their look and mannerisms and how they interact with the characters. There's a moment during the final fight, which was a surprise fight I didn't know was coming, where they actually help Jackie Chan, which kind of robs him of the ability to rise above and become the hero himself. But it's kind of fun as well and offers some comedic moments throughout it. Spiritual Kung Fu is not the best Jackie Chan movie, but I had a hell of a lot of fun watching this one. It really grew on me and has become one of my favourites from 88 Films so far, something that I really did enjoy, and I had so many moments that I just loved. I just found it a little bit uneven at the start until it found its feet, and then it became a really terrific martial arts movie. I'd love to know your thoughts on Spiritual Kung Fu. Let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.